Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm diving into what might be the most delicious public takedown of Meghan Markle we've seen in years. Sophie Turner, yes, Game of Thrones Sansa Stark herself, just delivered the most devastating shade on the Graham Norton show. And Montecito is reportedly in absolute meltdown mode. Pour yourself something strong because this tea is scalding hot. Now, I know you guys are excited for more. But before we delve into further discussion, if you haven't subscribed, come on guys, what are you waiting for? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell ASAP. So now, what makes this story absolutely fascinating isn't just what Sophie said, but how effortlessly she delivered the blow. Without ever mentioning Meghan by name, Sophie managed to completely dismantle the carefully constructed image that Meghan has spent years and millions of dollars crafting. And the audience? They didn't just politely chuckle. They roared with laughter because everyone instantly knew exactly who Sophie was talking about. During her appearance promoting her horror film Trust, Sophie casually cracked a joke about people who play the victim in public while living in mansions behind closed doors. The studio audience erupted in knowing laughter, and the clip has since gone absolutely viral across social media platforms. Why? Because victimhood has been Meghan's most powerful PR weapon. The narrative she's used to sell her interviews, documentaries, and that ill-fated Spotify podcast. What makes Sophie's takedown so brilliant is how authentic she was throughout the entire interview. Unlike Meghan's carefully rehearsed, overly polished performances, Sophie was just being herself, unfiltered, relatable, and genuine. She didn't preach or perform, she just talked like a normal human being. The contrast couldn't be more stark. Sophie radiating natural charisma, while Meghan always appears stiff and overproduced. That authenticity gap was laid bare on live television, and it made Meghan look like the one thing she despises most: fake. For Meghan, who has fought desperately to demand respect and sympathy from the public, this is nothing short of catastrophic. Sophie Turner just exposed the uncomfortable truth that respect is earned, not forced, and sympathy is chosen, not scripted. When given the choice, the public would rather laugh with Sophie than cry with Meghan. Within hours, clips of the interview went viral across social media platforms. TikTok, X, and YouTube filled with side-by-side comparisons of Sophie's comments and Meghan's past interviews. The comments section was absolutely brutal. Sophie Turner just destroyed Meghan without even naming her. And this is how you do authenticity. Sophie has more credibility in one sentence than Meghan has in a decade. Sophie didn't stop there. She also joked about people who cling to Hollywood because they failed everywhere else. Again, the audience erupted with laughter, because, let's be honest, Meghan's Hollywood journey has been one embarrassment after another. Spotify dropping her after just one podcast series, Netflix scaling back their once celebrated deal, her As Ever brand reportedly struggling under massive debt, the list goes on. For Meghan, Hollywood was supposed to be her new palace. Instead, it has become a graveyard of failed ventures and broken promises. What makes this public humiliation even more devastating is Meghan's response, or rather, her complete lack of one. Her PR team has remained eerily silent. No clapback, no statement, no carefully staged response. And that silence speaks volumes. To the public, it looks like Meghan has no defense, because Sophie hit too close to the truth. Every second of Meghan's silence only confirms what many have long suspected. She thrives in controlled environments, like Netflix documentaries, but crumbles when faced with unscripted reality. The fallout expanded when other British stars openly applauded Sophie's honesty. It felt like a united front of UK talent subtly reminding Meghan that she abandoned Britain, but Britain hasn't forgotten. For someone who dismissed the UK as toxic and unworthy of her presence, this must be especially painful. Now, British stars are joining Sophie in making Meghan the punchline of primetime television. For years, Meghan has attempted to position herself as untouchable, the modern Diana who should be treated with reverence and respect. Sophie Turner's casual shade shattered that illusion in minutes. By throwing such effortless shade, Sophie transformed Meghan from self-proclaimed icon into comedy material, and the public eagerly embraced this new narrative. Hollywood insiders are reportedly delighted by Sophie's takedown. Behind the scenes, Meghan's reputation has allegedly been strained for years, with executives whispering about her being difficult, demanding, and overproduced. Sophie's viral moment only validated those whispers. Some industry sources now joke that Meghan is famous primarily for being mocked. Every time she trends, it's for failure, humiliation, or rejection, never for actual achievement. Reports from Montecito suggest Meghan was left absolutely fuming after the Sophie Turner incident. Behind closed doors, she allegedly raged about being undermined by younger, fresher stars. But that anger doesn't make her look strong, it makes her look bitter and out of touch. Because in the public eye, Meghan isn't feared, admired, or respected. She's becoming the butt of the joke. The most devastating aspect of this entire situation is how it exposes the fundamental flaw in Meghan and Harry's post-royal strategy. They remain household names who still trend regularly and dominate headlines, but for all the wrong reasons. Think about their recent media appearances. Meghan trending because her brand reportedly collapsed under debt, Harry being booed at the Emmys, Meghan being roasted by comedians, Harry facing Parliament's moves to strip his titles, and now Meghan being mocked by Sophie Turner on live TV. They've achieved the fame they seem to crave, but it's the wrong kind of fame. It's not admiration or respect, it's notoriety. They're not celebrated, they're ridiculed. They've become cautionary tales rather than aspirational figures. They wanted to control their narrative, but the truth is, they're no longer writing their story. The public is, and the public is laughing. What Sophie Turner's viral moment proves is that Meghan isn't untouchable or beyond criticism. The emperor has no clothes, and now everyone feels free to point it out. Meghan has become entertainment, not as the star of the show, but as the subject of the joke. The contrast with Catherine, Princess of Wales, couldn't be more stark. Throughout her cancer treatment, Catherine has maintained dignity, grace, and genuine warmth in her limited public appearances. She doesn't demand respect, she earns it through consistency, authenticity, and service. Even while fighting a serious illness, she's focused on others rather than herself. There's no carefully crafted victimhood narrative, no overproduced content, just a genuine woman doing her best under difficult circumstances. What makes Sophie Turner's takedown so particularly devastating is that she's exactly the type of star Meghan seemingly aspires to be. Young, relevant, and respected in Hollywood. But Sophie achieved this status through talent and authenticity, not through strategic marriages or carefully managed PR campaigns. Sophie earned her place in the entertainment industry. She didn't marry into it. The fundamental problem for Meghan is that authenticity can't be manufactured or purchased. It can't be scripted by PR teams or polished by media consultants. It's either there or it isn't. Sophie Turner has it in spades. Meghan, despite her best efforts and millions spent on image management, still comes across as calculated and artificial. No amount of Netflix documentaries or magazine covers can change that fundamental disconnect. What happens next will be fascinating to watch. Will Meghan finally recognize that her current strategy isn't working and attempt a genuine reinvention? Will she double down on the victim narrative despite its diminishing returns? Or will she simply retreat further into her Montecito mansion, emerging only for carefully controlled appearances where she can't be challenged or mocked? One thing is certain. Sophie Turner has fundamentally shifted the public conversation around Meghan Markle. The protective bubble has been burst. The unspoken rule that criticizing Meghan was somehow off limits has been shattered. If a beloved star like Sophie Turner can so casually throw shade and be celebrated for it, others will undoubtedly follow. This could be the beginning of a new phase where Meghan's carefully constructed image faces challenges she never anticipated. What do you think about Sophie Turner's viral takedown of Meghan? Do you believe Meghan can ever recover from being so openly mocked, or is this the beginning of the end for her carefully crafted image? Is Sophie Turner brave for saying what many have thought but few have dared to express? Or was this just harmless banter that's been blown out of proportion? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. You know I love hearing your takes on all the royal drama. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown and hit subscribe for more royal insights and unfiltered opinions. The Sussex saga continues to unfold in ways none of us could have predicted. And you know I'll be right here, keeping you updated on every twist and turn. Until next time, thanks for watching. Ta-ta, and bye for now.